for their share of €120 prize pool. I am Whimsy. Alongside me is Dean, ready to take us through the first day of games in the Swiss round.
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this. So up first we are going to have a FlashPoint up against FoX Gaming, I believe. Should be pretty interesting. Not too familiar with any of the players on FlashPoint other than, I believe, Incipients. Over on the FoX Gaming side, though, I'm sure most of the viewers in the chat should be aware of who they are. We have players such as Complex and Minty, and they are fairly known within the Irish scene. So either way, I think we should have a pretty good game coming up first.
Yeah, definitely. FoX will be hoping to get their day started with the win over FlashPoint. Certainly will have their sights set high here in the Red Line Cup.
Yep.
Maybe it will be tough to get to Different Gravy, who a lot of people would have as the favourites for this, just considering how strong their roster is. But even so, FoX will be hoping to get far, and this is the best way to start it.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say coming into this with the teams that have signed up, FoX are probably number 2, but I'd say there is a pretty big jump between them and Different Gravy. They are recent LAN winners. They won the one-top LAN. I'm not sure if their lineup is the exact same, but it should be at least fairly close.
Yeah.
And it should be really good. We are going to have the Swiss format coming up, of course, so we may see them facing off pretty early within the tournament. It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, we will be having Different Gravy on the stream later for a third game of the day, so definitely get our eyes on them, I should say, at that point. But we'll see how that goes. Right now, though, we have setting up for our first game. Have the map vetoes coming in. Cash going to be the first one denied here as we wait for the rest of them. So no Cash to start us off.
No Cash. That's probably. I was expecting that to be one of the maps. Do we know who's banning what, or?
I'm afraid we don't for this one. Hopefully we can get some sort of solution for the games later on. Mirage going to be denied as well.
They're the two main maps, I'd say, that I was expecting to see.
Yeah, so going to maybe go for something different.
I think we might see something like an Inferno coming up.
Yeah, I mean, Inferno's always a good way to start off the day. Nuke is going to be denied as well. You said we're probably not going to see any Nuke at all.
It's not something you'll see, especially since a lot of the teams in this tournament are mixes. I'd say if we were going to see it, it would have been by FoX. Because they're the team probably with the most practice coming into this, I'd say. So. But it doesn't seem like we have it. I'm not sure who banned it. They might have been the ones who banned it themselves, but I probably expect it was the mix who banned it.
Yeah, most likely there. So no Nuke for us today. Kind of okay. I'm not a huge Nuke fan myself, but Overpass going to be denied as well.
Another one of those maps as well that takes a lot of preparation, a lot of teamwork. It's not something you can kind of just go into and be as fluid from the start.
So we have 3 maps left here. Inferno. So Inferno is gone.
So we see a Cobble or a Train. Interesting.
Yeah, Cobble.
I'd see. Well, I think personally, I think we're going to see a Cobble because that's I believe FoX's favorite map. So unless the other team go ahead and ban Cobble, then I think that's probably what we're going to see. That's probably what they are aiming for right now.
If they can get their hands on Cobble, could be pretty nice for them. But it's that or Train. We'll see when the last veto comes in here, and will be Cobble taken away. Yeah. So Train is to start us off today.
I'm going to presume that was a ban by FlashPoint.
Must be. If you said like the mixed team coming in, and FoX, as you said, pretty experienced on Cobble, so we'll be liking it. So we're going to start off the day with Train here. Both these teams. Does that really kind of change who you'd expect to take this one, or is it pretty much the same?
Well, I'm not too familiar with the players from FlashPoint. I know Incipients is a pretty decent player, individually skilled-wise, but I'm not sure coming into as a team how their chemistry is, how their team play. So I'd probably, just judging by what we know, I'd probably favour it in terms of FoX, but it is the Irish scene after all we could see anything happening. I'd say Train should be pretty good. I'd say both of these teams probably have it prepared. We should see some pretty good teams.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if FlashPoint can start off with the upset, though, I mean, it's a pretty decent statement to make in this cup if you can take out FoX, who, like we said, one of the more teams upper on the ladder here. Yep. But certainly, I mean, they'll be coming in as the underdogs, and if they can overperform, then maybe we could see them start 1-0 and put themselves in a pretty nice spot going into the second round of the Swiss bracket.
Definitely, yeah. They want to get themselves off to a good start. It's not going to be easy, though. Even if they do that, they could end up against Different Gravy, who are by far just favourites within the tournament. We'll probably see them easing their way through the beginning of the tournament, at least until they get towards the end. They're definitely a team that I think we will definitely see in the playoffs tomorrow, though. That
is always the thing with Swiss is if you get those early wins and you find yourself up against those really tough teams, which can make it a bit tricky. Although then, I mean, it's probably better to have those wins than to kind of risk it against the lower teams, because then one slip up and you're in a lot of trouble at that point. But certainly we'll see how this one goes. FoX, like you said, expected to take it. What other teams as well? We've talked about Different Grave, we've talked about FoX. Is there any other teams that might be looking to challenge for a few of those top spots?
We have Phelan as well coming in. I'd say they're probably top 3 within it. They also have a stand-in who's going to be Martin from Nobody's. I'm not quite sure who he's standing in for, but he is one of the better players within the scene. Yeah. They also have, I believe, Static on the roster, who's a pretty solid player. He's played at, I believe, one of the G series. We haven't really seen him around too much, but he is a pretty good player individually as well. So if them players are firing on all cylinders, we probably could see some upsets coming from them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they'll be on our second game of the day right after this one. So, I mean, that'll be an indicator of how they're set to do. Like I said, having them in could work out for them. Nice substitute to always have in your roster, someone like that. But still could be pretty tough for them, especially depending on who they draw in that second round. Obviously, they'll be looking to start off with the win as well as all these teams. Hopefully, we can get you into this game soon here. Like I said, you talked about the players. Which players to look out for on both of these teams?
In this match, I'm not too familiar with the players on FlashPoint, but I know Incipiens is a pretty solid player, so I'd say on that side we keep an eye on him. Over on the FoX side, probably keep an eye out on Complex and Minty, because they're really solid players individually, and in Irish CS that's something that really does matter a lot. So
yeah, definitely. The more consistent, the better. And FoX, like I said, coming in as the team that many consider stronger, will be hoping for that consistency. Never want to get upset as one of these favorites, and you want to get yourself in that top 2, so you do get a bit of that prize money, which is always nice. So they'll be looking to secure that for themselves here, but always comes up with starting to win. Like I said, hopefully we can get you into the knife round or pistol round. I'm not sure if we get to see the knife round on stream.
I think we do. I think we're told that would be showed. So
that should be just to see which time. I mean, on this map on train. You'd be looking for that good CT half on both of these teams.
Yeah, I'd say so. It is a CT set map, but then again, we have seen teams in the past, but you can't really compare it to the top level teams such as VP. They do prefer that T side.
Yeah.
It is like, if you're a hyper aggressive team, you can get it rolling. You can really get an extremely dominant T set, but it looks like we are going live into it now. We'll just have the overview of the map. We'll be seeing ourselves Ivy in the second trains there, and we'll see now whether we're going into the knife round or the pistol. So
yeah, as we had a nice view of the A site here, as we look over the yards in train. We'll see which team gets to start off on which side.
Yeah.
You talked about some teams favouring that T side, but on the CT, you can talk about teams like SK who can just completely lock down the map when they're on that CT side. So there's definitely potential for you to get those rounds on the T side, but certainly if you have a very good CT side on train, it's really tough to find room.
Yeah, one thing that can be extremely viable on the CT side of this map to help you with that lockdown is the double op setup. But the problem with that is if your economy is fragile, it really can work against you. If you keep getting reset, then the Ts, they can kind of run away with it. So, but when you can afford them, they're definitely something that you want to bring out. Something, especially if you have 2 capable oppers. I'm not quite sure who the opper is for the FoX side. I believe they replaced Dimitri recently enough, so it's probably Mezzi. I think he's who they brought in.
Yeah,
not 100% sure, to be honest.
We saw a few teams using that double op setup quite a bit more at the recent major. So
yeah, even on the T side,
certainly something. Yeah, exactly. Certainly something that teams have been kind of shifting a little bit more towards. But like you said, it does require having those 2 players that can op. And I mean, if either of these teams can have them, maybe they can use them. But you mentioned that it does put your economy at risk. If it all falls apart, you're just investing a lot of money in those ops, and it could fall to pieces pretty quickly if you can't get those rounds out. But if you can, then it can be pretty rewarding, especially on train. You have that 1 op on A, 1 op on B, and it just allows you to completely lock down the map on both those sides.
Yeah, usually you'd leave a rifle solo in B, and then you'd have one in the connector, because he can rotate back and forth. He can help B. He can watch towards the upper spot and leave the rifle just to completely be focused on the lower ramp. And then if they do go towards A, you have so many long range angles with these double ops that you can kind of just completely lock down the site. Of course, though, if the T side, if they have smoke executes, that can be pretty strong for them getting the bomb down, and then you can have a bit of a problem trying to retake with the double op. It's not the most optimal setup, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of like I said, you need to stop those executes coming in. You need to kind of get those early frags maybe with the ops. So you're not in that situation where you have to make the retakes happen, because then again, that's another one of those things with the double op setup that can kind of just be hindered by the fact that you have those 2 sniper rifles. But if they can execute, once again, it's just a case of you have so much like firepower on those in all areas of the map, I should say, and it can be tough to deal with for a T side that isn't really well prepared for those oppers, especially if they don't know where they're properly playing.
Yeah. So the one thing, if we do see a double up setup coming out, we probably will see a lot of aggression, because that's usually what you would do. You want to find that early frag, then you want to fall off, because you don't want to really leave yourself in an even 5 versus 5 situation, because the Ts, they probably, if they know you have a double up, they probably won't be peeking so much. You probably see a lot more executes and slow rounds coming in. So you do need to be a little bit more aggressive with them to get that open and frag, and then give yourself the advantage, because it's definitely going to be tough once they know you have that setup going.
Yeah, we're sorry for the delay. One of the players is reloading in. They had an issue, so hopefully once again we can get you back into this one. Excited for the first game of the day, like I said, just to kind of see. We know roughly where FoX is at. We are waiting to see how good FlashPoint are. It's a big test for them to start this one off, but if they can perform well, it should be pretty good. And managing to deny a few of the maps that FoX maybe would have liked, coming up against Train maybe gives them a bit of an advantage, but we'll have to see how they do perform.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how prepared FoX are in Train. I know they probably would have been aiming for Cobble. We saw it almost coming in, but the last second ban did deny it for them, so I think they probably will be prepared on this map. They have been together for a long time, so I'm sure they've practiced everything at least a small amount.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if we look back through the vetoes, I think they were the ones who took away the nuke and stuff. So maybe not relying on that. You talked about how because they're not really one of the mixed teams heading into this, that they might be relying on that a little bit more. But looking for something just a little bit more expected ahead of the teams in our CSGO. So the train, something we see a little bit of. Maybe not one of the top maps that we see, but certainly imagine that both these teams will have a fair bit of experience on it, and we'll see how that factors in and how both these teams play.
Yeah, definitely. I think it should be a pretty good game coming up no matter what. I'd say it will be fairly close. I don't really think we'll see too dominant of a game coming in for either side.
Yeah.
I think we will see a battle.
If FoX can get a dominant game in, though, I mean, that's a pretty nice statement to start it off. You can just come out and say, okay, guys, we came here to play. We're going to pick up as many games in the Swiss round as possible. So, like, I imagine that's the aim. If they can start off in it as well, it gives them just a little bit of momentum as they head towards those teams who will be higher up in the Swiss bracket because they're getting all these wins. Yeah. Could put them in a good position, but we'll see how they do play in this one. If they can just get that little bit of momentum, get the ball rolling, could put them in a bit of a good spot for the next few rounds.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say overall they do have the slightly better individual players also, perhaps more consistently across the board. I guess we'll see now coming into a FlashPoint. We know they have a couple of good players, but some of them, they're kind of unknown generally to players within the Irish scene. So,
I mean, sometimes the unknown players step up. Most of the time it tends to be kind of the old reliables that deliver. And with FoX having more of those, it should work out a little bit better for them as expected. You can see there's sometimes a few upsets, but I think most of the time it tends to be the teams that you would expect coming out on top. I mean, they're the favourites for a reason, right? So certainly I would be surprised, but because there are these unknowns, I mean, potentially, who knows, FlashPoint might have these few like hidden players that actually turn out to be amazing and to completely take over the game.
Yeah, that's another thing. These online cups are a place for those players to try and showcase themselves, coming up to LAN events and such, try and get themselves a name out there, get themselves known by the already proven players, I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of LAN events, there is the Raid LAN happening next year, 2018, 30th of March. So make sure that you get your tickets for that. BYOPC, biggest one that's been happening in Ireland. Definitely looking forward to it. They'll have a ton of different tournaments, including a CSGO there. So certainly keep your eye and make sure you get your tickets booked as early as possible before they all run out. But once again, looks like we're getting back into this one here on Train between these two teams. Hopefully no players having to reload back in the game and we're not kept waiting any longer here. Certainly excited for our first game of the day.
Yeah, me too. And looks like we will be getting live into it now, hopefully. Just wait and see what we will be going into, whether it will be the knife round or the pistol round. Is that a bathtub up in that window?
Yeah, I mean,
I've never noticed that.
I know exactly, because that is the last place you look on this map, and you don't really have the angle as well from over the thing. So that's nice attention to detail there from Valve when putting together this map.
Yeah, never noticed that before.
I guess. I
guess we'll see now. What is it? I think. Oh, it's it's
a desk with the computer.
Yeah.
You can kind of see though. It looked like it had kind of the tap there. Just
that's what it looked like.
Potentially, I mean, it was pretty great out there. A lot of these little things you put in the map. All the little things that you put in the map there. Looks like we are getting into it. Here we go.
And it is indeed going to be the knife round. So let's have a look at the lineups now, both sides. It will be Ekip, James the Lone Wolf, Karma, Incipiens, and Denny Ham over on the FlashPoint side. For FoX, we are going to see some familiar names. Mezzy, J, Complex, Curti, and Minty.
Yeah, FoX. We're hoping to get a good start here on this map. Both these teams just going to do the dance of the knives in a yard. Let's see which one comes out on top. Minty's going to go on a bit of a killing spree there. See who we can pick up. I imagine they'd probably look to start off on the CT side if they can, if they take the round.
Yeah, and it looks like FoX may be able to win this. So actually, never mind. Don't count Ekip out. But the only problem is Complex. He still has quite a lot of HP. So FlashPoint, ideally, they would want that CT side. They are the underdog coming in. They'd want to get themselves the best chance for the start. But then again, also, you can see a bit of a favour starting off on the T side, especially only coming into your first game of the day. You may just like to warm yourself up over on that tower side and get yourself fully prepared for the CT side. That's how some teams may look at it.
Yeah, FoX will be selecting that CT side by the looks of things. So they'll be in the position to just build up that early advantage in rounds, and we'll see what they can do. But it looks like we are getting into the game for the first round, the pistol round between these two teams. Let's get into it.
Yeah, over on the CT side, we are going to see Jay picking himself up with the Fuse kit, and I believe that's a smoke with it. Over on the T side, we will see some utility bought up on actually 2 players. Both Karma and Ekip going to be buying those smokes. 2 flashes also going to be coming in. So let's see where they're going to go ahead and take this. And right now, it looks like they will be sending a lot of players up through the B halls. 2 going to be going over towards Ivy, I believe. So we could potentially be seeing a split coming in here. I'm not quite sure yet. They are playing it fairly slowly. They will be just walking their way up through the halls.
Yeah, foregoing a bit of the armor there on that T side, preferring the utility with those flashes and smokes. We'll see if they can make use of those. But like you said, slow pistol round to start this one off. Not rushing into it unnecessarily on the T side here. Just waiting it out. They have a couple of members down by Ivy if they want to make a push towards there. But still, like I said, a couple of members also creeping over towards B. So they can kind of just split wherever they feel is better in this case. The timer is ticking down, so we'll have to make a call relatively soon. But actually, James the Lone Wolf going to be pushing up here towards the A site. Has a bit of an angle here. Is around the back. Going to be able to find Minty with the headshot. Nice start there for FlashPoint. And Karma's able to get one as well. 2 quick frags coming in for FlashPoint. Great way to start off the round. Curdy is able to respond. Getting 1 back, but even so, FlashPoint, nice foothold in the A site. And now they're bringing the bomb back, but FoX in time to respond.
Yeah, the bomb hasn't quite gone down yet, and it doesn't really matter too much. They do have a 2-man advantage. Of course, they want to get the bomb down. I believe they spotted both of these players out towards Ivy. They definitely have now Incipients. He's got that info. Need to be careful here. There's actually going to be one player peeking this extremely aggressively. Doesn't want to give away any frags. Karmi has himself this USP. Going to be holding those angles. Trying to take one of the heads off, but look at this player flanking around towards A main.
Yeah, Karma will be there to meet Curdy and is able to get it with the headshot. Meanwhile, Ekip got the other one over the other side. 3 kills for Karma in this pistol round, and FlashPoint looking like they've come to play. Taking that opening round should put them in a good spot for the next few.
Yeah, definitely. That's probably the start they wanted. It looks like the CT side, they won't be fully investing. As we can see, Complexy has gone ahead and bought himself that Desert Eagle. Just looking to try and get some damage done. They want to get themselves that extra utility, the up coming into the first gun round. But they also want to give themselves a chance to cause some damage to the economy of FlashPoint. So coming into this round, it looks like we may be seeing another similar round to the previous, just holding for some aggression. Playing a bit of a slow default.
Yeah, James the Lone Wolf going to press forward. Should be running into Curdy here. Has the UMP and takes him down. Once again, FlashPoint going to start this one off. Ekip down in ladder room. Karma there with them. They're just going to run out to the side, see who they can get. Ekip gets 1. Karma's going to get another as well. And FlashPoint just taking the frags as easily as they like. Jay gets 1 back onto Karma. Going to look for a second with the USP, but it's just surrounded on all sides. Denningham going to drop that one. Minty, the last man left alive, finds himself Ekip. Picks himself up a Galil, so maybe able to do a little bit more damage here. Gets another one onto Denningham. Now he finds himself in a 1v2, but has 4 HP, so going to be tough for him to really do anything, especially with James the Lone Wolf sitting up in heaven. Spots him by the train, able to drop him. FlashPoint losing a few members there, so FoX can do the damage even if they drop the round.
Yeah, they'll be fairly happy with that. Very minimal investment, only upgrading a couple of pistols, even then mostly P250s. There was one Deagle, but other than that, mostly just the P250s. They will be investing into a couple of pistols again, trying to keep the economy low, but they will be fairly complacent with being able to drop 3 weapons out of the hands of the terrorists. So once again, though, we should see FlashPoint taking this round unless some sort of a massive play comes in by Minty with that CZ. He's the only really player who has upgraded at all.
Minty got a couple of nice frags in that round, so maybe looking for a repeat performance here, looking for the man over towards B. Karma, though, going to be able to get it. Looking for the second one there, but not able to drop Mezzi. But FlashPoint just rushed them as they were pressing out lower, and very, very quick round for them. They only lose 1, so able to keep most of their money from that one, but they are investing into the AKs now. The buy is coming out from FoX in response, and they are going for that double up. Mezzi and Curdy picking those up.
Yeah, as we mentioned, it can be an extremely strong setup on this map. So Mezzi, he's going to be taking that first one. I believe Curdy is the secondary upper, the Norwegian player. I believe he is a bit of an import coming in. So now, going into this first gun round, we will see that he is taking another pretty slow approach this round. Looks like it will be a default once again, but there is going to be a player going aggressive towards upper B. I believe that's one of the players with the AWP. And Karma.
Oh, okay. Karma a little bit jumpy on the trigger finger there. Just going to dink James the Lone Wolf there a little bit. Mezzi watching down the hall. Should be able to get him. If they go around the corner, starts it off with the kill onto Karma. FlashPoint are down 1 now. May want to reconsider the strategy. The moving members back over towards the A site, down the ladder. Minty trying to see if he can hold a main here. Able to get him. Second frag of the round. And FoX looking a lot more solid with this full buy here. Spraying through the smoke, nearly able to drop him. Does get him in the end. Complex. Now 5 versus 2. Incipients and Ekip. Big task ahead of them. Incipients is able to start it off with the headshot here, looking for a second one. But all the members of FoX are playing back. They have the numbers advantage. They can play this as slowly as they want. Incipients able to get a second, but he loses Ekip. Now finds himself 1 versus 3, 16 HP. Pretty dire for the FlashPoint player. trying to play around E-Box, but Mezzi, as soon as he sees him, drops him with the AWP. First round on the board for FoX.
Yep, nice opening frag round by Mezzi, and he will also close the round out with that AWP. And luckily enough for the CTs also, they do manage to carry over both of these AWPs, so that's pretty important for their economy. As we mentioned, they can make it quite fragile, and as we can see, even though they live with 3 players, look how weak it is going to be. If they lose one round, they could get instantly reset back onto the eco. That could be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, FoX will need to secure this one, but that last round was pretty clean from them, so they'll be hoping for more of the same here. A lot of members of FlashPoint heading down towards Ivy.
Yeah, it looks like we may be seeing a bit of a swap up in terms of the pace. It looks like they do want to contact their way towards Ivy, perhaps burst out onto the A site. They just want to try and group up, trade out this AWP player if they are able to find them. It looks like they do have one player towards A main also. James the Lone Wolf, though, he will be taking in the lead of the charge. Not any longer, actually. It will be Karma now that goes in first. Curty, though, is AK going to be coming out on top of those battles. He takes down 2 frag, gets himself a third through the smoke. And it is just a complete shutdown right now towards Ivy. We saw he traded that off back over to Jay, took the AK for himself rather, and it seemed to be a successful trade.
Yeah, FlashPoint hoping they could find something over there and getting absolutely nothing. Dennyham gets 1, but he's dropped by Mezzi, and Curdy finishes off 4K for him in that round. Great job holding down the T's coming in from over on Ivy. FoX Gaming were in a bit of a risky spot considering their economy, but they managed to hold down the round very, very cleanly. And now FlashPoint are the ones struggling for the cash this round.
Yeah, they don't really have too much money to even invest into pistols. We see James the Lone Wolf, he had a bit of extra money. He was able to drop a Desert Eagle over, take one for himself, and it looks like they will be making their way towards B. This is probably the ideal situation when you don't really have too much to work with. It usually is a bit of a guarantee in terms of the plan to get that extra economy to work with, so seems like that will be what they are doing. Jay going to be playing extremely passive. There is currently one player on the site also. Just getting the bomb down here, that's all FlashPoint are looking for. A couple of kills could be a bit of a bonus.
Yeah, FlashPoint, all their members up in the halls seeing what they can do here. FoX have that one member on the site. They've got the one member over in connector as well. Dennyham, as soon as he steps down lower, gets dropped by Complex. So already down a man. FlashPoint maybe looking to get a move on here, but just looking to play it slow here, not looking for the quick plant so far, as we are with less than 1 minute in the round. Complex still has his eye on lower here, looking for the second shot. Will be able to get it. Jay is able to drop incipients as well. Complex gets his 3rd of the round. Now Minty finds the last man over in A yard. No deaths for FoX. Don't think they lost any health that round, actually. Completely perfect from them as they equalize it at 3 apiece.
Yeah, I don't believe so, but I believe they actually did keep everyone up. Complex, he doesn't actually have head armor. You could probably upgrade to that for free since he hasn't lost any, I don't believe. But here we go now. The FlashPoint, they will be bound back in. Still no op. We've only seen rifles coming in from them, I believe. So they do seem to be sticking to the setup, and it looks like we may see a lot of players heading over towards B. But it appears to be just another default once again coming in.
I'm not sure that FlashPoint have really ever had the cash for the op so far this game. When they were winning those early rounds, FoX were doing enough damage to just keep the economy limited, and this time around they've pretty much had to go all in once again on this one with the 5 AKs, so things looking pretty tough for them. These double ops working out pretty nicely for FoX. Ever since they've had the rifles in hand, they have stepped it up completely. FlashPoint have not had an answer whatsoever. Because again, going back to, like I said, the default style, maybe hoping that this pays dividends. They got a couple of early rounds with it. James the Lone Wolf just trying to peek out, see if he can catch the man. Doesn't see him just yet. And FlashPoint may be forced to make the call with that timer ticking down. And when they've had to do that, facing into the double ops, facing into the M4s on the side of FoX, it hasn't worked out for them.
Yeah, but it seems like they are going to be grouping up towards B. This probably is the ideal play. Those double ops, it can be a little bit difficult for them to try and retake this site, and we can see how passive they actually are currently playing. They're going to be one player playing back towards connector. Where he's spamming through the smoke,
he gets him
again. Yeah, that's the second time now that's happened. James the Lone Wolf going to fall, and it looks like they will be forced straight into the B site. The Molotov's doing so much damage, delaying this push. And also one player over towards A currently. Complex, he seems to be kind of aware that there is potentially a player in this direction. He will be able to find that frag. Interesting play there by Dennyham.
Finds Dennyham there. FlashPoint do get the bomb down, but there are 5 members of FoX coming for them here, and you can see them playing very much off the site here. FoX filtering in from connector and looking pretty tough for them. Jay looks for this shot, gets him from upper. Now 2 members of FlashPoint left. The side is going to be mollied here. Incipiens gets 1, but Karma is going to go down. Incipiens last one left standing, 10 health. Yeah. Looking like a really tough job, and he's just going to save the AK for himself. FoX going to move ahead 4-3 now, shutting down the buy once again from FlashPoint. These T's really struggling to get anything going. Yeah,
and FoX now, it's looking like they are going to just show that they're the favourites. So far, pretty clean rounds coming into these gun rounds. You see the economy they have built up. They still have this double op rolling. Neither of them have died, I believe, since they purchased them. So that's a bit of a problem for FlashPoint. They aren't even really getting the damage done to the economy. And traded back over to Curty now. Jay is going to take the rifle for himself, rather.
Yeah, FoX currently sitting on a big pile of money, so if they do find themselves in a bit of trouble, there's still quite a bit to fall back on. FlashPoint gonna get the pistols, gonna force into this round just a bit. Mezzi hoping for some nicely timed wallbang op shots, not able to catch one out there. Once again, FlashPoint just playing this slowly. They're just staying back in team main, not really pressing forward whatsoever here. Just keeping it calm. But FoX never taking the bait. FoX just happy to play in the yards, and they're landing the shots every single time. So FlashPoint not struggling to find anything when they play it as slowly as they are, seeming to be making the move towards ladder room. So A should be the call here. They're smoked off for the moment, and Complex has his eyes over in that area. FlashPoint could be in for a nasty surprise when they get out. Complex looking for the shot, is able to finish off Karma there. Makes way up into heaven to see if he can go for round 2. Does find him. Minty actually the one getting the kill there. 2 for Minty, 2 for Complex. 1 man left alive. Minty able to make it a full house there. FoX once again taking that 5-3. FlashPoint, nothing coming for them, but they are going to pick up 2 ops for themselves. So fighting fire with fire here.
Yeah, this is a bit of an interesting setup. I guess hasn't really been working so far with the rifles, especially considering they're playing these slow rounds, having these ops to work with, trying to win out these battles, which they haven't been doing successfully with the rifles. Probably is a bit interesting. Strange that they're going to go straight from no ops to the double op setup though, but as we can see now, there is going to be 4 ops present on the server, and it looks once again to be a fairly slow round coming in by FlashPoint, trying to find themselves these picks, hoping to catch some aggression off guard.
Yeah, not looking to overstay once again. Minty sees Karma, sends out a few shots, but not going to do much except tag him just a little bit there. Keeping on top of the train, keeping an eye on all the entrances to the site, and FlashPoint have had no way to deal with whoever's been in those areas from Fox Gaming. They just seem to have the quicker trigger finger when it comes to making those shots happen. Karma has been able to get himself into Pop Dog here, looking for the shot, but it was flashed out. Complex able to take that one. Once again, opening this up for Fox, and Mezzi has the angle. Ekip walks right into the scope. Another kill for Fox. FlashPoint once again fighting with a couple of men down. Curdy as well. Great position here. Gets 2 for himself, leaving Denningham all alone. And Minty knows exactly where he is. 6-3 now. Double op not paying off. FlashPoint once again find themselves in the doghouse here with not a lot of money on board.
Yeah, this is likely going to be a tactical pause coming in. I would presume it's definitely needed. Look at the money built up on Fox Gaming. They haven't been losing many weapons, so actually going to be 4 players well above 10,000, and the worst the player with economy is 8,200, so I believe they're in a pretty good situation right now, and indeed it will be a timeout. That's at CT for some reason. I presume it is FlashPoint, though. I don't really think Fox would be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, Fox, ever since that first buy round, everything has been going in their favor here. Just so much money for them, and even if they do lose that, they can go right back into the double op. I think a couple of times if they manage to get enough kills for themselves. Really looking good for them right now. FlashPoint will have to do a lot of work to knock them off, and it just doesn't seem like it's going their way right now. You can see the guns that they're buying up. Few AKs, just getting as much as they can in terms of firepower this round, but sacrificing a little bit of utility for it. Karma on the CZ, so not all the guns that they would maybe like here. FlashPoint, desperation may be setting in, considering they're seeing the lead that Fox is building up.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like they're super prepared on the map either. We haven't really seen any sort of set plays so far. It has just been defaults trying to contact their way up Ivy. We've seen a couple of times trying to make their way towards B, and it just hasn't been successful. Let's see now if they actually will be trying to utilise this utility that they have. We haven't seen any form of execute yet, and it looks like they will be going heavily towards Ivy once again.
I'm talking about the mixed team coming in and maybe just not prepared as much as a team as they might have liked to. They are actually going to run into a member of Fox as they make their way down Ivy, but not James. Able to. Yeah, James just, having a look at the knife. Just I mean, while Curdy kills his team. Jay as well, coming back through CT spawn. Gets 1, but is dropped by Denningham, so FlashPoint able to get 1, but Curdy once again just stepping up huge. Always over in that A1 area. 2 left for FlashPoint now against the 4 members. Ekip has his way onto the site, but just not able to find the kills here. Seeing the members, but can't land the shots. Complex going to go down to a ladder room. Catches Ekip right in the head, meaning that it is just James the lone wolf, the real lone wolf now for his team this round, looking for the quick plant onto the B site here, but is going to be meeting Complex very, very soon. Does catch him with the headshot. Has 3 more members to deal with, though, if he wants to get another round for FlashPoint. Looking like a pretty tough task.
Yeah, they are also pretty tagged up, and 2 of them are going to be using the ops, so if they miss a shot, it could get a bit dangerous. So he's definitely still in a chance to win this, but as you can see now, he's just going to be hiding towards Kyle's. The smoke will be blocking his position off for a small while, but once this begins fading, he could be in a bit of trouble. He needs to try and force one of these 1v1s fast, and he may be able to do so with this player that's up close to the Kyles. Low HP. Minty off the first. Now 2 more to find the bomb. It is getting defused. Then he
does it! James the Lone Wolf steps up to finish off that round. Gets the 3 kills that he needs just in time. FlashPoint finally able to get around for themselves. Pull it back to 6-4 and maybe just give themselves a little bit of hope.
Yeah, living with one player, though, that's a really big problem. I don't even think they're going to have the full set of AKs onto the final player. He'll actually be working with a scout. Yeah, so if they lose this round, they will be forced straight back into the eco, so they need to chain some together. In FoX Gaming, we mentioned they'd build up such a strong economy, so they will be once again working with this double up. Plenty of utility. They're not going to be lacking in terms of that, and it looks like it will just be a fast B play, swapping up the pace right now. The T side, the smoke, it doesn't land correctly though.
A bit more confident coming out here from FlashPoint, and they are able to start it off. Denningham with the kill, finds the second with the Tech 9 as well. Nice start here. They're going to molly off the connector as well, but Mezzi still has a few angles to work with here. Finds himself Denningham, but the bomb is down. 3 members from FoX have to make the plays here. Mezzi able to get the second. Has 3 more to deal with here, but the timer's already ticked down. Minty Curdy, though, finding the kills. Incipient suddenly all alone, but gets 2 quick frags for himself. Now 1v1 versus Curdy here, who hops down, has the op. Needs to try and make the retake happen here. Going to hop on top of the train. Incipients, though, finds him. Going to be able to land the shots. FlashPoint going to get another. And now you can see them. Those last round was a lot more confident than what we've seen recently from them. Quickly onto that B side and able to finish it off, even if once again was only 1 member left alive.
Yeah, back-to-back clutches. They're coming in massive for FlashPoint, but their economy is still so weak. FoX Gaming, this will be their last buy before they're potentially forced onto an eco. They will be getting themselves 2400, so they probably could even force a couple of rifles into the following round. Now, though, let's see what way the T side are going to play it. Will they go back to this passive style? Doesn't seem so.
Right down Ivy once again. They see Curdy, they drop Curdy. FlashPoint now they know they need to play it fast, and they're catching FoX off guard just a little bit every single time. Smoked off an A1, have to make their way around. Denningham able to get a second one, but Minty going to trade back. Karma, 3rd kill of the round. It is only Complex and Mezzi left alive here, and they're not really close enough to stop the bomb from going down right now. Although Mezzi able to pick up 2 frags, I should say that. He gets enough for a 3rd one, but Karma is quicker as he spots him out there. 2 versus 1. Complex might be looking to stop this one, because FoX losing 3 rounds in a row in situations where they really shouldn't have would mean that the T rounds are there for FlashPoint, exactly what they need.
Yeah, that could be indeed a bit tilty for the CT set, but Complex actually will be able to bring one back. So now it's into a 1 versus 1. Karma, he's giving away his position. This is where it gets a bit dangerous. Then Nate goes out, doesn't connect, but he hits the headshot. Nice shot there by Karma to finish that round off. So once again, it will be the 1 versus 1. One by the T side.
FlashPoint, close call every single time, and they're just living so on the fringe here with barely having enough money to get the buys together each round. They've got 2 UMPs now heading into this one, but they're back at 6 apiece. They've managed to even up the score off the last few rounds, and look at the FoX economy. They're back on the pistols here. It has been whittled down. It looked like they had so much money before, but FlashPoint get enough rounds together to stop the momentum that FoX had and even up the firepower a little bit, even put it in their favor.
Yeah, they may actually be able to take the lead here in this round. UMP going to be gone down the ladder, gets 1 frag, does get traded up by Complex though, so that's not really an ideal trade there, I wouldn't say, for the T side. They wouldn't want to give that weapon away for free. Luckily enough, they catch the aggression coming out and be able to get that player that attempts to flank. So now it is going to be a 2-man advantage in favour of FlashPoint. Yeah,
they get another member on side. Mezzi going to see if he can catch out Denningham. Does, but he is a long way away from where that bomb is, and it has gone down. Mezzi has an AK for himself. Complex with the UMP. Incipients, though, able to catch him out. So Mezzi may just be looking to save here. He is backing off over towards that A site. FlashPoint have put themselves back in front 4 rounds in a row. Just barely seeming to get a buy together every time, but it works out for them just with these crazy, almost individual plays in the last few rounds. We had Incipients with that 1 clutch. James the Lone Wolf as well to start it off. Karma managing to finish off that 1v1 in the previous round here. And now, more as a team, bomb goes off. 7-6 to FlashPoint. Who would have thought? Because they look completely in the gutter after they were 6-3 down with FoX taking absolutely everything. They've somehow managed to scramble it back.
Yeah, a lot of great individual plays coming in, definitely saving them. James with that 1 versus 4, Incipients with the 1 versus 3. And then a nice shot coming in by Karma to win the other 1 versus 1 from Heaven. So they have actually managed to take the lead on this T side, and they'll be fairly happy with this so far, and they could just improve it. This is going to be a strong T side no matter what. And look at this, swapping the pace up once again, making their way fast out onto the A site, it seems.
FoX, though, have the guns back that they maybe need to make the plays. Complex is going to be able to open it up onto Denningham. James the Lone Wolf going around the corner, finds himself Minty. He knows where Curdy is, but Curdy is just too quick for him. Picks up 2 for himself. He dropped Karma as well. Jay as well with the op. Means that it is 1 versus 4. Incipients has to try and make the plays. Does get Complex, but does go down. FoX stop the bleeding for just a little bit, pull it back at 7 apiece, but they've lost 7 rounds on this CT side. Coming in as favourites, that's not what they would have wanted.
Yeah, look at the buy for FlashPoint. This is where losing all those weapons, just barely one of those rounds comes in pretty big. They are going to have a scout, an AK, an op, and 2 pistols. So it's not going to be a perfect buy. Either way, they should be pretty happy with this, but they would like to try and win it out, take those 8 rounds for themselves. And here we go, Karma with the op, going aggressive.
Oh.
Caught off guard by Mezzi though, so that's going to be an opening frag now in favour of FoX Cayman.
Yeah, right into the scope of Mezzi is not what you want, but the rest of FlashPoint making their way over towards that B site. Once again, Ekip holding the smoke. He's going to throw that down, so it gives his team a little bit of an angle to work with. Going to flash out as well, trying to get through, but Jay and Complex there to greet them. Complex standing on top of the train, able to get that one. Jay is taken down, but even then, Dennyham has a 1 versus 4 to make happen here. 1 versus 3 now. He gets one onto Complex. With the up and upper, could do a little bit of damage on the members of FoX rotating onto that B site, but Mezzi is able to sneak by, should be able to get himself in a better position here to take this one, and they have the man flanking from over in Halls as well. Curdy might just catch him by surprise if he goes around the corner.
If he takes down Curdy, this could be dangerous. He could upgrade himself to an AK, leave himself in a 1 versus 2, but it doesn't seem like he's aware of this. Curdy's in a perfect position now to just deny the plant once he begins trying to get that down, and that's if he even manages to make his way onto the site. We can see both of those players, they are waiting, they are expecting
FoX just patient as you can be, waiting for that bomb to go down because they know it needs to go down, and after that they have a 3 versus 1 in their favour. But Dennyham holding onto it for the moment. Minty though has the angle here. Oh, just misses him, goes around the second time, is able to find him. FoX going to close out the half. 8-7 here. For a while there it looked like it was going to be a lot more, but FlashPoint just put together almost 3 miracle rounds in the middle of that one and managed to pull it back, and quite a respectable T-half coming out for them.
Yeah, they'll actually be really, really happy with that, especially considering how dire it was looking towards the beginning. Some big individual plays coming in, especially this one from James here. This 1 versus 4 was so massive. It's what gave them that momentum. It's what brought them back into the game. And also this one from Incipients, just such big plays coming in by the T-sided players.
2 huge plays in a row turns a half that looked pretty desperate into one that's actually quite a nice advantage there almost for FlashPoint, even if they are down, heading onto that CT side. You take the pistol round and suddenly FoX could find themselves in a lot of trouble going up against the CT squad from FlashPoint.
Yeah, this pistol round going to be extremely important, especially for FoX, I'd say, because if they lose this lead on this T side, if they give it over to FlashPoint, they'd likely get themselves up to 9 or 10, and we could just see them doing a lockdown like we saw from FoX at the beginning.
You have to imagine though, FoX as the team with a little bit more experience playing together, might just be a bit more drilled on this T side.
Yeah, likely, and we are going to see them going into this pistol round with some utility onto either side. Mezzi going to be picking himself up a nade and a Molotov, it seems, and over on the CT side, a flash and, or rather 2 flashes and a defuse kit going to be coming in, and it looks like FoX just want to make their way fast out of B here. Going to be 3 players going up, but Incipient's in a strong position. Starts this off strong, takes the first headshot, and he should be just trying to stay alive now, but he's doing better. Taking more kills in the process.
Incipients with 2, started off, gets a 3rd as well while he's flashed. So there's 2 members of FoX here, but they have the plant down, so a bit of cash for them anyway here. Incipients now gets his 4th actually, one kill away from making this an ace.
Yeah, only Mezzi now remains. He has that Molotov that he was going to use to try and deny the defuse, but you see he's not really in position to do so, and he will get taken down by Karma. So that is going to be an 8th round now onto the board by FlashPoint. They have managed to even the scoreline up.
FoX with no kills, but they did get the plant, so there's a little bit for them in that regard anyway. However, FlashPoint can build up the score there at 8 apiece, and should be a little bit more if this CT side post pistol goes as planned. FoX will be looking for some miracle plays, but it should be pretty tough.
Yeah, they didn't really invest much. They got that plant, so that means in the following round they will be able to purchase up the AKs. They have invested into a smoke, couple upgraded pistols. So look at this aggression coming out of Ivy. That is a risky play, especially since he knows they're up against a full eco. So Curty taking that frag, and now these 2 CTs, they need to lock this down, and they have begun it quite well. And it looks like indeed it will be a pretty dominating round here by the CT side. That 1 frag comes in, but after that, nothing really worked by FoX. Only 1 player remains.
They're pushing back into Ivy. James the Lone Wolf going to finish that one off. Quite a few frags for him in that round. FlashPoint moving to 9-8 now. Actually, AK's coming in. FoX don't want to give another one over. Thinking they can maybe do it this time. Maybe catching FlashPoint off guard because they're not investing into the rifles just yet. Picking up a couple more for themselves. Karma still on that UMP, but a lot of utility for the CTs here, so may be tough for FoX to really make it happen considering they don't have too many nades themselves.
Yeah, FlashPoint, they should be aware that this buy is coming in. They know that the plant radar came in the pistol round, so FoX, they knew they'd be gone for the eco in the previous round. They should have known that, especially since they were able to kill them so easily. No Kevlar being invested, so they will be aware that they're up against the rifles, and definitely now that they have been kind of shooting those, giving it away. As we can see though, Karma, he has decided to keep this UMP. That is a bit of a quasi-bite. Doesn't want to upgrade himself to that M4. Spend that extra money instead. Goes for the utility.
Yeah, and if FlashPoint do find themselves falling in this round, at least Karma will have that to fall back on to make sure Fox can't build up too much, but we'll see how that goes. Fox taking this a lot slower than their first 2 rounds this time around. Just going for the slow play here. Not running into any members of FlashPoint just yet, but we'll see how that works out. Once again, FlashPoint, a lot of members over towards that A site, so maybe expecting something over there. They have the 1 man on B if Fox turn their attention towards there. Bomb being moved back through halls over towards team A, but Denningham waiting towards that entrance here. Bomb being moved over towards B. Fox should have the advantage here if they do go down for that side.
Yeah, it looked like the T side were expecting some aggression to come in, but it didn't happen, so now they will be forced out into the site in a 5 versus 5. The player up close to A main was able to take himself 1 frag, but continuous trades can be coming in now as we're left into a 3 versus 3. The T, they only have 20 seconds to take over the site, and they are able to do so successfully so far. Both of these players, though, they will be situated in towards the green train in sandwich. Going to be more frags coming out in favour of the T side. Complex takes that, and now it's all into Ekip. Position is indeed known now as he's left into a 1 versus 2.
I know where Ekip is now. Complex sitting on 12 health, so he could be an easy target. Curdy, not so much here. Curdy is actually going to back away towards CT spawn. He's looking for the flank here and might be able to find it onto Ekip, who's looking for the man over in E-box. Is able to drop it, looking for the defuse. Just taps it, though. Doesn't know where Curdy is. Curdy coming to the site now from A1, is able to find him as Ekip was standing on the bomb here. Fox able to pull it back to 9 all. The buy paying off for them as they even up the game.
Yeah, if Ekip had stuck to the fuse there on the first attempt, he probably would have got it, but he wasn't aware that Curty had decided to actually try and flank around the entire map. But coming into this, it will be a force buy by both sides. It's going to be a bit of a better buy coming in by Fox, of course, but they have that Galil in the UMP. It's not perfect. 2 rifles going to be coming in for the CT side, so we'll be looking at them to try and get most of the work done.
Yeah, Karma, Incipients, and Denningham all going towards those upgraded pistols, but see what they can work with. Karma, I should say, starts it off with nice headshot there on the Deagle, so able to take one out towards Ivy. Not able to run in and take a gun because there are another member there from Fox, but even so, that is a good way to start it off, especially when you are on this weaker buy. Fox, once again, maybe just looking to slow this down now that they are missing Mezzy here. Just playing it safer.
Yeah, indeed. They will be just slowing this down now. The CTs, they shouldn't really be pushing FlashPoint. They have this advantage. They want to just play a bit more passive now. Set up the crossfires on the site, wait for the Ts to come in their direction. Ekip will just be trying to play back towards this train. It is a pretty strong position with this rifle. We have to remember that there is a bit of a firepower advantage in favour of Fox. Even though they're down by 1 man in terms of manpower, they will probably still be slightly favoured going into the site here. And it looks like they are going to be making their way over towards B. The bomb is making its way back through the B halls to join up with these players.
Yeah, once again, Fox looking for success on this B site. 2 members here from FlashPoint. James the Lone Wolf has his eye on upper. Smoke goes down though, so he knows that the call is being made over here. Curdy going to step on out, gets him through the smoke as well. Jay able to pick one up. Fox now have 2. They should have the bomb down as well. And Complex now standing up in the scaffolding, able to take out Denningham for himself as well. Ekip able to trade one back with that M4, but even so, still a lot of work to do. Curdy was waiting for Karma the whole time, and now Ekip 1 versus 3, trying to catch the man over on upper. Does get him in the end, but Minty was watching him the whole time. 10-9 now to Fox. Another T round on the board here, and FlashPoint will have to wait a while. They don't have the money to make the buys happen for the moment.
Yeah, they will just go ahead and have to go for this eco. Not even going to be too many upgraded pistols coming in. That's only going to be Ekip that's able to get himself a P250, and that's thanks to that kill he got towards the end of the round. Interesting that he didn't just decide to save that M4 actually, because he didn't have a defuse kit, so his chances of clutching out, they were extremely low. But here we go now. The CT's going for a bit of aggression inside.
They will find Minty to start this one off. Going to take the AK, but Denningham is gunned down, and Incipient's able to trade it back. 2 quick kills for FlashPoint here. Bomb being moved onto the A site quickly here, so maybe Fox trying to respond with the plant. But FlashPoint surrounding them. A couple of members coming from over ladder room. A couple of members coming from the connector here. Jay will be able to get the plant here. FlashPoint though. Couple of AKs now. They might have a bit more of a chance, especially with that man advantage against Fox here, depending on how quickly they move. Complex is able to start it off with 2 kills on that UMP, and he gets that AK right back. James the Lone Wolf and Ekip now have a Herculean task ahead of them here, and might be tough for them. Jay gets 1. Ekip able to trade it back, but he's still 1 versus 2, and
he should just
not enough time left on the clock.
Yeah, he doesn't have the time. He should definitely just be carrying this AK over into the following round, get himself that extra utility. not have to invest too much into the rifle for himself, and it looks like he will indeed be doing so. Both of these players for the T side probably shouldn't hunt. They don't have a lot of money themselves, I don't believe.
They aren't going to spend too much effort getting to Ekip there, but FoX Gaming putting together a strong T-side start here. They lost the 2 rounds after the pistol, but since then they've been able to keep it going. However, you can see they're not sitting on too much cash despite taking the last 3 rounds in a row. Still a Galil for Curdy, and FlashPoint have the 5 rifles, so they're the ones coming out on top as well. The utility isn't too shabby either. They could be in a good spot here if they can find the opening frags like they have the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see what way they're going to go ahead and approach this round. It looks like it will be just a slow default coming in. A bit of focus over towards Ivy where they're trying to look for a pick. Messi spamming through the smoke, almost connecting it, but instead it will be just Complex who takes some damage. So a slight HP advantage early on in favour of FlashPoint. Nothing too substantial though, and that will actually be negated as the nade goes in and takes down Ekip to 77.
Able to chunk him out a little bit there, FoX, with a bit of a fuller buy coming in. Once again, back to playing it slow here. Not falling prey to FlashPoint, who've gotten those opening kills the last couple of rounds and put them in a bit of a sweatier situation on the side of FoX. They have managed to close out the rounds, but even so, it's only been 1 or 2 members surviving, which means that they haven't been able to build up any sort of T economy despite them taking all of these rounds. So again, a lot of attention being paid over towards the B side here from FoX. It seems to be where they're preferring to play when they've had these guns. Dennyham watching lower. Incipient's going to play around the bomb train, see if he can catch a member who's peeking from upper, but for now, should be a lot of members swarming in from FoX, and if they can find the first few frags for themselves on the entry, they'll be in a good spot. Flash going to go down. Dennyham has to try play it on the train. Gets 1, gets 2, is dropped by Mezzi, but Incipients is there to back him up on the other side. Mezzi pushes in for the second kill of the round here. James trying to peek through connector. The bomb will go down, but it is a 2 versus 3 for FoX to defend this.
Yeah, Kit's onto 2 of the players here also on the CT side. They don't have a lot of utility, but the first frag is indeed going to come in favour of them. Karma takes that kill. Now that leaves it all onto Mezzi towards upper. He doesn't have a Molotov either. That could have been massive, but we'll just be working with trying to find these frags, and he actually finds the first quite successfully. 2 more players to find, but he's low HP. This is going to get quite difficult, and he's going to be peeking out. One player going to be coming up the ladder, though. This gets dangerous now. Perhaps should have just held the angle and waited for the player to peek out, and this may just be the round now won by Mezzi.
Yeah, you can see Karma actually thinking about going up, then jumps right on back down here. That might just be the round though. Mezzi is going to back off here. Karma has to back off as well. Mezzi bought enough time there. Does die to the bomb, but even so, FoX able to secure that one. Mezzi with the hero plays. I believe that was a 4K for him as well, and FoX managing to keep that one once again, only keeping 1 member left alive. But there was a wall where it looks like FlashPoint could have not only taken that round, but kept a few of their rifles. So the fact that they ended up going down in it is a big win for FoX.
Yeah, indeed, and because of that, they do actually look to be buying back into it. They know the money's not that strong for FoX, but themselves, they're only going to be working with 2 UMPs of FAMAS and 2 M4s. It's not ideal utility-wise. They are slightly lacking also.
Yeah, it'll be tough for them to keep the defense going. They're a little bit worse armed than they were last round. You can see them. They're getting the frags they need a lot of the time, but in the end, FoX just able to make the plays that they need to close out these T rounds consistently. Meaning FlashPoint see themselves falling further and further behind, and even if they take this, their economy is still not in the best spot. So it could be tough for them to really find a foothold once again, unless they can, like we saw on the first half of the game, get a few of those big rounds together. We'll see if they can make the plays needed.
Yeah, it definitely seems that has been something they've been relying on a lot, just making those big individual plays. It has been their strong point so far, but look at this. Minty in such a strong position to find this frag towards Pop Dog, and he will be able to do so. It looks like we are going to see the A hit coming in. Then I'm going to have to put up a massive defense, but he will only take 1, and that's not enough perhaps. Now the T is they have control of the A side. Curry in such a good position here. The first.
Makes the jump as well. And Complex is going to finish that one off. 2 frags for him to close that one out. FoX now 13-9 ahead, and that was a bit cleaner than we've seen the recent T rounds that they've taken. Keeping 3 of their AKs here puts them in a good spot. FlashPoint once again just a little bit strapped for cash on their side. You can see them. They have to go to the pistols. A couple of Deagles. CZ57 coming out for them. Really not looking great for them. It's likely that they're going to fall to 14-9 here, and FoX Gaming really looking like they're putting on the afterburners, trying to close this one out.
Yeah, they do at least have the full money bonus, I believe. But look at this from FoX, just going fast out onto the B side. It will be the first frag coming in favour of Minty. Mezzi catching up the flanker also. So this round looking like it will be going in favour of FoX quite easily. Not too much on these remaining players.
Complex running through the molly, able to get 1 as well before Karma takes him out. Ekip has the nice flank from CT spawn, able to get a second, but FlashPoint really not looking good for them in this round. They do not have the positioning they need to get anywhere near that bomb. Probably just going to look for exit frags at this point. Ekip just peeking out, maybe seeing if he can see someone on B site. But FoX not making the moves just yet.
Yeah, they'll be buying up fully into the fallen round no matter what. So looking for these exit frags causing some damage to FoX to allow them to build this comeback up. It would be the best situation, but now it's only Karma that remains. He is low HP, and that's going to allow Messi to finish him off. So there we go, FoX up to a 14th round, and that's I believe, how many rounds is that now? 7 in a row for FoX?
That is 6 in a row.
Is it? Yeah.
Well, 7. 7 because they. Is it 8 actually?
I think they were on 8 at the half time.
If you include the first half, it's 8 in a row, 6 CT rounds. Or sorry, no, it's 6 CT rounds because I forgot the last pistol.
6 CT rounds.
Maths is hard, man. But I mean, FlashPoint going for the double op now. They have the cash because they saved quite a bit in that round. So maybe this is the key to success. This is the first time this half they've been able to take out those 2 ops into the 5 AKs of FoX. They'll need to be able to hit the shot, but FoX very quickly out onto the A site, and this is exactly what you don't want. Denningham, though, able to start it off with the frag here. Jay responding, but 2 on the board already for FlashPoint. May just be what the doctor ordered here. Incipien's able to peek around the corner, gets the second of the round here. Bomb should be looking to be planted here. Does go down. They just missed the man in smoke. And Jay's in a great position to drop James the Lone Wolf, and suddenly it's a 2 versus 2. Karma and Ekip have the ops. Can they make the plays with them? Karma actually making his way towards the bomb here. Is he in the spot to make the quick defuse? Jay coming back from A-Train here, and does eventually get him with the spray. Ekip trading back onto Complex, and he knows where Jay is. The timer is ticking down here. The molly, it's not on the bomb. He doesn't know that he's there. He has to peek around the corner to try and get him, but the bomb is going to be defused, and Ekip cleans him out after the defuse comes in. FlashPoint somehow getting that round by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Molotov also. He thought it was on the bomb, but the smoke from the flames actually meant he wasn't able to see the player sticking the bomb, so now the buy will be coming in once again for both sides. It's not going to be perfect by FlashPoint. Every single round they've won, it seems like they've only remained with 1 player alive.
They keep themselves the op, but Karma taking the FAMAS, so not all the rifles you'd really want on this side. Jay coming in. Curdy's able to start this one off. Jay over the electric box manages to get James the Lone Wolf as well, and FoX a lot cleaner of a start this time around, although Incipiens does get one back. Minty catches the member looking the wrong way. Incipiens now seeing if he can get a second. He does get it onto Minty here, standing on the bomb train, knows the bomb has gone down. 3 members left for him to deal with. Is able to get another one there onto Jay, even back up to a 2 versus 2, but they still have 2 more members to clear out as Incipiens goes hunting here. Finds himself a 4th onto Complex. This could be an ace if he can catch out Mezzi here. And still on 68 health. Still quite a bit that he can do in this one as Mezzi faces a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, he is actually able to take down that first player, catches the headshot. The position it will now be known for Incipiens. He taps the bomb. He's going to be able to bait the player into the open, and he wins it. So Incipiens taking the ace, and you should just about have time for this defuse, I believe. I can't hear us so well, but yeah, he will indeed. So great round there coming in, and once again, just individual play winning every single round. And again, just 1 player alive. It's just every single round they take is by the skin of their teeth.
Incipiens currently sitting on 25 kills. He has had a very strong game himself. He's actually leading the scoreboard between both teams. Even if his team is down, he has been putting in the work. And like you said, FlashPoint, a lot of these rounds that they're getting are just off the back of these individual plays. But they have FoX now on the pistols, coming in with the advantage here. FoX now trying for the quick rush over towards B. Incipiens has the molly there, so he can slow him down just a little bit with the train, with the M4. Started off 1 frag. Karma's able to get one with the P90 as well. Drops down through the smoke, trying to get it with the spray. Does get him. Complex gets 1 back onto Karma, but even then, he's only picked himself up a P90, and he is 2 versus 4, him and Curdy. FoX not even able to get the bomb down just yet, seeing if they can get something back over towards A.
Yeah, that's smoked up by Curdy. It actually doesn't land correctly, but he may actually just be able to get the bomb down. That would be the goal of this round, and indeed it is. So that's an extra $800 into the bank for them. He will fall and leaves it all on the Complex now. Who knows, that we have seen some pretty massive clutches come in, but not this time. He will get taken down, and it will be 4 players finally surviving for FlashPoint.
That is pretty beneficial here for FlashPoint. They keep the FAMAS and the UMP, so maybe not the best, but those 2 rifles they'll be a little bit happier about here. The money, though, not looking too fantastic for them. Even then, FoX able to pick themselves up an op here. Is that a shotgun?
Yeah, it's an auto shotty.
Okay, well,
probably see him bring that either towards Pop Dog or B, and it looks like it will be towards A somewhere. Be interesting if he doesn't bring it towards Pop Dog. It's not the best weapon by any means.
Yeah, I was saying that. We'll see if Karma can make the plays here. I mean, Karma bringing out the P90 in the previous round as well. Just going for those more regular buys here, but maybe can make it work. Although FoX have a lot of the guns that they need to make plays here. Mezzi back on that op. He has done quite some work with it on this map and is going to spot the man climbing the train. James the Lone Wolf goes down. FoX able to open this round up here and spread FlashPoint just a little bit thinner in their defense.
Yeah, that was definitely the opening needed by FoX Gaming, and as we mentioned, it's not a perfect buy by FlashPoint, so they're kind of at a disadvantage both in terms of manpower and firepower.
Oh.
With that auto shot, it will be coming out. Gets himself one. A lot of damage onto Minty also, and he is going to be able to upgrade to the AK.
Karma, the auto shotty body working out there, and he knows where Minty is as well. Just up the top of that ladder, so FlashPoint able to get themselves back into that round somehow. Ikip, here's the man from down Ivy, but doesn't fall prey of that Karma as well. In the ladder room, finds Mezzi looking the wrong way. FlashPoint now with the man advantage, and he's still keeping an eye on Minty, who's going to try to go down the ladder, but Karma is waiting. Complex does get one back, but Karma doing a lot of work over towards the ladder before being dropped by Jay Denningham now, trying to get one, but the last two frags come in quickly for FoX. They are at 15. Should be able to get... No, they're not able to get the plant in before that round ends, but even so, match point now for them. They got 3 ahead of them here. FlashPoint on the FAMASas. Things not looking good for them. They have to come up with some more big plays here.
Yeah, disadvantage once again in terms of firepower. It seems to be what they've been working with for basically the majority of the game, though. 2 FAMASas, 3 M4s, and a bit of utility, not the ideal amount, but let's see what way FoX are going to go ahead and approach this round. And Jay seems to be just getting himself up on top of his box, so it seems like we may see another slow round coming in. Mezzi going to be able to find that opening frag, don't want the Karma.
Yeah, I kept trading one back with the FAMAS before being dropped by Mezzi, who's got 2 for himself in this round. FoX finding themselves the man advantage even without playing too far forward. And Denningham going to go down as well to Curdy. There's only 2 members left for FlashPoint now. And this might just be it. FoX moving their members towards that A side. Curdy keeping an eye on Pop Dog. Now going to see if he can step out here. 2 members there to defend. You can see Incipient's trying to play through the smoke. Not able to do it. James the Lone Wolf once again. He's made the plays before 1 versus 3. But can he do it this time around to keep his team in the map? HE going to go through chunks and down to 40, and can he do anything? He's being flanked here by Curdy. Yeah, he's going to be dropped as Curdy peeps around the corner, and that will be it. FoX going to take their first map of the day, 16-12 over FlashPoint.
Yeah, a bit shaky though. We saw a lot of good moments coming in by FlashPoint, but even then, I'd say it probably could have been a lot closer, a lot more one-sided for FoX. We saw so many clutches coming in by FlashPoint.
Yeah, I mean that was. Especially in that T-half, it looked as if FoX were just doing what we would have expected, just round after round, coming in with the big plays, and then suddenly you had these crazy, like, 1v2, 1v3 clutches coming out from multiple members on the side of FlashPoint, which really kept them in it, but in the end, I think FoX, as expected, just a cleaner team for most of that game, managing to do what they needed.
Yeah, we saw some players stepping up for FlashPoint, though, especially Incipients. He played pretty godlike. We saw some great clutches coming in, even that ace that brought them back into the game. It denied the match point for FoX for a while anyway.
Yeah, certainly. If Incipients can keep playing like that, his team should be in a good time. We are going to cut to a break as we get ready for the second game of the day, so stick around because we'll be back in just a few.